If you find yourself working like this at a desk job, feel like your posture sucks and your back is starting to hurt, here are 11 exercises to help you alleviate that back pain and work on correcting that posture. For best results, do this exercise at least every other day and along with your warm-ups for 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Our first exercise is Cobras. Starting face down, we're going to lift our upper body, lifting our chin and pressing into the ground to lift our whole upper body towards the ceiling, making sure our movement's nice and smooth. Our next exercise is going to be cat cows. We'll start by lifting the chin, pressing our chest into the ground, pulling our belly button towards the ground, and then pushing our hips out. Then we're going to tuck the chin, tuck the hips, pull our back by arching it and pull the belly button up towards the ceiling. Next will be lateral bends in the child's pose position. So starting in child's pose, we're going to crawl our hands towards our side. I like to add a little rotation here, but we're going to find a nice deep stretch through the side of our body. The goal here is to reach out forward and then crawl those hands out to the side so we can start to get some movement and stretch through our lats and QLs. This is one of my favorite exercises when I'm having some back pain. Next, we're going into a child's pose to Cobra. So now we're adding a little more movement throughout the spine. Starting in child's pose, press your hips into your heels, and then we're going to slowly rotate into that Cobra, pressing our hips into the ground, lifting our chin and chest, trying to squeeze the shoulder blades at the top, and then moving back into child's pose. Be sure to breathe slowly but deep inhales and then exhale throughout each of your movements. To follow that, we'll get into a thoracic spine rotation. So we're in quadruped, that means hands and knees. I'm going to put one hand on the back of my head, and I'm going to pull my elbow in towards my other wrist and then rotate up towards the ceiling, lifting my elbow as high as I comfortably can. With this, I want to inhale as I rotate in and exhale as I rotate out. Next, we'll be laying on our side for a side lying thoracic spine rotation, also known as open books. Locking my hips down by pressing my top knee into the ground, I'm going to extend my arms out like crocodile arms and inhale and then exhale as I open up as far as I comfortably can. I'll make sure that I flip over so I could do both sides. Again, putting those hands together, we want to exhale as we open up, feeling that stretch. You might feel it in your shoulders, low back, or ribs. Next will be prone handcuffs, being face down. We'll grab our wrists behind our back, trying not to touch our back, and lift towards our shoulder blades. Next, we're going to extend our arms out, reaching all the way overhead, lifting our elbows towards the ceiling, and then trying to touch behind our neck and head. And then we're going to rotate all the way back into that starting position. We want to grab the wrists and pull and make sure that our elbows, this whole exercise, is pointed up towards the ceiling, pressed up to the ceiling. Our goal is to activate and engage the muscles in our upper back and shoulder blades. Staying in the prone position, we'll perform IYTWs, again to activate more upper back muscles and shoulders, focusing on posture correction. With our arms fully extended straight out, thumbs towards the ceiling, we're going to lift through the elbows. Then we'll move out to a Y position like the YMCA. Again, lift through the elbows, out to the T, thumbs up, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then bringing those elbows in tight to create a W and lift towards the ceiling. Next, we want to work on strengthening the entire posterior chain, specifically targeting the lower back with Supermans. With our legs extended and arms extended overhead, we want to lift from the knees and elbows up as high as we comfortably can. Next, go ahead and grab your band. We're going to be in a tall kneeling position, meaning on our knees, nice and tall, without any arching back. We'll start with banded T's. We're going to pull apart, rotating our wrists so our forearms finish facing forward and squeeze through the shoulder blades as we pull the band apart. We want to make sure our arms are straight the whole time. Next will be banded W's. We're going to tuck our elbows in, keep our shoulders down, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then rotate those wrists outward, making sure we get good rotation through the rotator cuffs. Again, make sure that we're up nice and tall in this position, keeping our core strong. And to finish off, we'll have our banded X's. So we'll alternate through these positions, making sure our arms are straight out, and we'll pull and create an X with the two different pulls. Again, we want to make sure those shoulders stay down and core nice and tight. This will get the shoulders burning for sure. And lastly, we're going to finish with one of my favorites, bird dogs. In the quadruped position, that's our hands and knees, we're going to fully extend our legs and hands, reaching and trying to get long instead of trying to lift. We're looking for length here. Now, if you found any of this helpful, please consider sharing it with a friend or family member. That's the best way you could help us grow and get in front and help more people. Worst case scenario, please comment down below so myself and Boone know that somebody's watching. And as always, remember to pray, train, eat, repeat. Everybody get down when we give it to you.